all you random YouTube viewers. So I'm here with Sarah and Kayla, and we're going to be ranking our top 10 favorite Disney songs. And here are some of the rules we made. Watch as you just violated all of these rules.
I didn't know we had rules.
We have some rules. If it was a live action, it had to have been based off of one of the original animated ones. So you can't have the Lizzie McGuire movie soundtrack on there or anything like that. And then it wasn't including Pixar, but Brave counts as a Disney movie because Merida is in the official princess lineup.
Yep.
And sequels count.
So Prince Hallie from Aladdin is number 10 for me. Just because the entire parade scene in the movie just makes me so happy because it's so colorful and it's a good Disney scene, and not to mention all of the different voices. So when you're singing 100 bad guys with swords, my favorite part. My favorite part of the whole movie.
Do you have a preference between the live action version and the...
Fun fact, I have not actually yet seen the live action.
Oh.
And I don't know if I ever will because I really love the original.
It's worth seeing the new one.
It's worth seeing.
I'll look into it.
I think they changed just enough stuff that it's
it's definitely worth watching without it being frustrating that it's totally new.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, whereas The Lion King was almost a shot-for-shot remake, except for that one scene that was 2 minutes long of the... Anyway, my number 10 was Go the Distance from Hercules, which is funny because I've only seen Hercules once, but I really like the song. It just it's a good range for me to sing because I don't sing very high, and a lot of these Disney songs are very high up. I'm sorry that you're bored already, Kayla. I'm
so sorry.
I'm a zoom in on that.
My number 10 is I See the Lights from Tangled. I really love this scene because it's just so cute. The two of them, and they're just kind of I actually don't remember what happens in that scene. It's been so long.
They're in the boat, yeah.
Yes,
watching all the lights.
Right. Anyway, it's really pretty as all the lights go up and I'll circle them, so I like it.
Number 9!
Number 9. So I picked Zero to Hero from Hercules because apparently I'm the only one out of the three of us that have seen Hercules more than once. And it is an excellent movie, and Zero to Hero is just it's the montage scene where Hercules just gets completely, when he becomes an absolute unit.
Oh yeah.
And
it's so jazzy too.
It's jazzy, it makes you want to dance, it has powerful, strong black ladies singing, and it's just, it's a good song, and I really like it, and it tells a story, like every Disney song, but yeah, Zero to Hero, real good.
Okay. My number 9 is Speechless from the new Aladdin, and it's one of those ones where you're sort of wary that they've added in a song that wasn't in the original, but it works really well. I just really like it. And here's the thing, with newer movies, it's do I really like this song because I just really like the song, or is it because I've heard it more recently than the other ones? But Speechless is just so good that it's on the list. It's number 9.
My number 9 is Strangers Like Me from Tarzan. I really like this song because I think it just has such a good tune. And Tarzan has such an amazing soundtrack, so I wanted to include one of those.
I'm just realizing now that I completely glazed over Tarzan, and I
I know.
love the entire soundtrack. Okay, so going back to my honorable mentions, the entire Tarzan soundtrack.
The opening song where the ape mother finds him, such a good song. I didn't include that one because it's actually mostly musical, but so good.
My number 8 is Arabian Nights, also from Aladdin, because I don't know why, it makes you move a little bit. I love the traveler at the beginning of the scene too, the merchant, and just his little accents, and it's Robin Williams that voices him and does the singing, I think, too.
I totally forgot that was the same voice as the genie then.
Yeah. It was really good. And it's just a good intro scene too, and I think when I was in skating, we had a Disney themed carnival, and Arabian Nights was one of the songs that we had to skate to, so it has a bit of nostalgia for me too. Yeah.
My number 8 is When You Wish Upon a Star from Pinocchio, because it is the song that plays when every Disney movie you see the castle and it's And also, I watched Pinocchio as a kid. I didn't think it was as creepy as I do now, but yeah, you know.
It's creepy.
But like the nostalgia factor, if any of these are purely based on nostalgia, it is that song.
My number 8 is Speechless, which Amanda already talked about. But I really like the way that it's framed in the movie because like she pauses, and it almost like for me because I was like I don't know when they add new songs, I'm not sure how they'll fit in, but I think it fit in so well partially because she was like freezing everyone so she could like sing the song, and I think she became a really powerful character in that movie. And that song was a big part of that. So
my number 7 is probably one of the most lesser known Disney songs. It's I'm Still Here from Treasure Planet.
I've never seen that movie.
Okay, watch it because it's so good. It is basically Treasure Island, but in space. And it's so good. And the I'm Still Here is the story of Jim Hawkins, who's like the main character. And yeah, it's just a really good song.
I don't know what Treasure Island is either.
Well, clearly
the
some
traditional
people
book,
don't
Treasure
have
Island?
culture.
No.
Yeah.
it's like Jules Verne. Like it's a really famous like treasure. It's like
That sounds like
sail to
really
the island
old.
of
It's like
treasures.
1700s or something.
Yeah, that sounds like one of those books that you have to read as a kid, but then my class just didn't read it or something. That's
be.
what it sounds like.
I only know about it because it's referenced in the movie Journey to the Mysterious Island. That's my knowledge of Treasure Island comes from that movie, but...
Okay, here's the thing about my 7 and my 6. They're very interchangeable. Like, my number 7, I know is a better song than my number 6, but my number 6 I sing along to more, so just personally, you know, it's which one I'm singing along to more. So my number 7 is Show Yourself from Frozen 2, because it is so good all the way through, and I really like the choral bit in the center, like that bridge. It's like, oh,
Yes.
love it. And like, here's the thing: people are gonna be like, "Oh, is this Frozen?" Well, yeah. Well, you know what? It's like a good soundtrack, and I love it. And it's just a good song. I think it will just. I think I'll still think that it's a good song in a few years. You know, I don't think it's just because it's new.
My number 7 is The Bells of Notre Dame from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's like the opening song when you're kind of like they're panning through Paris. And for me, that, like, 'cause I've been to Paris, and so I love just movies that kind of, like, pan the city skyline, because I can just hear my mom's voice in my head going, like, I've been there, I've been there, I've been there. So I like that part about the song, and also it's a really nice song.
My number 6 is Mother Knows Best from Tangled, because I actually really like Mother Gothel, because she's just, like, I don't know, she seems like she's just a boss, and... I don't know. I like the song. I don't really have any reason to. It's just kind of the one I remember the most too from that movie because it's really sassy.
What I love about it is it's so visual. Like as she's singing all the words, that like what she's saying is like on the screen, which means that it's very easy to sing along to.
Yeah.
My number 6 is Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, which, okay, yeah, like, I know Show Yourself is better than Into the Unknown, but also, Into the Unknown has that cover by Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco. So, obviously, it's going to be up there. So, and it's great to sing along to, even though I cannot sing as high as Brendan Urie. Just based on singability, it's good.
Yep. My number 6 is Whole New World from Aladdin. I love this one, as they're just going all over and just, flying on the magic carpet. It's a really great song.
My number 5 is also Into the Unknown, for basically every reason that Amanda just said. It's a good song. That's all I have to say.
I forget what my number 5 was. Belle from Beauty and the Beast. It's that sort of opening sequence where she's just kind of being rude to the townspeople, like, oh, this is such a small town, doing the same thing as always. And it doesn't sound rude, but if you think about it, she's being a little rude, but they're also rude to her, and it's just really fun, and then you can do all the voices, you know, and it's so, it's just a great one to sing along to, and it's just really funny, so...
Alright, my number 5 is Let It Go from Frozen. It's like super plain, but it is actually a really nice song, and I love it. And I really love the cover that Pentatonix did. So that one is also, like, that's the best cover of it.
My number 4 is Poor Unfortunate Souls from The Little Mermaid. I'm learning through this list that I actually have a connection with the really, like, dark female villains of Disney.
Yes, villain.
Because they have this, they're all, like, the strong, feminine presences. But, yeah, Ursula, body language. Yeah, it's good, and it kind of speaks to the fact that Ursula's kind of misunderstood, I think. She really just was trying to help.
I don't think
she got a little
trying to
lost
help.
along
She
the
really
way.
wanted to steal her prince.
Like, she turns the mermaids into those little shrimp things, and then she eats them. I think she eats them. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I think she eats them.
I just think Ursula's funny. Also, fun fact, if neither of you knew, Ursula's design was based on a drag queen, and that's why she's so, like, out there.
My number 4 was I See the Light, because it's just good. It starts out with just some nice strings, and also I really like the visuals of a ton of lights just floating up. I could have just looked at all the lights. I didn't need to watch them having a moment on the boat. But it would be super cool to just be in a boat with a ton of lights floating around you. But yeah, it's just a calming song, and I enjoy it. But I also, well, I guess it's singable. Like, it's not too high.
My number 4 is I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. It's just absolutely amazing to sing along to. I love just, like, especially the scene where they're all jumping across the logs and they're all like, I should have really learned how to swim. That's just, like, that's even my favorite line from that song. It's just so good.
We'll get back to that song.
Oh my god.
We'll get back to that song.
Number 3. Mine is Never Had a Friend Like Me from Aladdin, just because the genie is probably one of my all-time favorite Aladdin characters, and that is his song, and it's great. Period.
It's bad that I keep forgetting what my list was. Once Upon a Dream from Sleeping Beauty. Like, look, I know, like, Aurora didn't have a lot of lines. She slept the entire movie, but you know what? That's a mood. And as a kid, I rewatched Sleeping Beauty a lot. And you know what? One of the only songs is in there? Once Upon a Dream. And it is a good song. You know? It just has that sort of old school floaty voice. It's like that classic voice that, you know what? I wouldn't be mad if some of the newer Disney movies had more of a classical sounding voice.
Oh, yeah.
So, nostalgia, just a fun little song, and one of the only ones that's sung in the entire movie.
My 3rd favorite Disney song is Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King. It's a, like, yeah, really sweet song. Super great. I don't know what else to say about it, but it's a good one.
My number 2 is one that I feel gets forgotten a lot because it's not in English, but it's literally one of the most beautiful songs I've heard. It's Vuel, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's pronounced Vuele, but it's the intro song to Frozen, the first one, when they're not the, like, digging for ice song, but
I was like, hey, wait a minute.
the one that's literally just the lyrics are na 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 hey ya na.
Yep.
But the way it's sung, and I've listened to, like, actual female choral groups sing it, and they have, like, really low altos and tenors even, and it's beautiful, and I would love to sing it in a choir sometime. But yeah, every time I hear it, that's one of the few songs that I even have downloaded on my phone. Yeah, so that's what it's called, if any of you were wondering.
No,
But you
it's
can
good,
also
yeah.
just call it the intro song from Frozen.
Yeah, I definitely keep forgetting that it exists.
It's also the song I
Yeah.
think that plays when Arendelle is finally melting again, because it's like really triumphant. But
Probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
it blends together. It's a good song.
My number 2 is Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. Got tongue twisted, but I really like The Little Mermaid as a movie, so, you know, some nostalgia factors, and also, like, a good portion of people, like, if you start playing it, they can sing along. You know what? It's great for singability. I think it's, like, good nowadays, too. It's, like, not one that was, like, just good in one specific time period. You know, it's just a fun song. Also, I just really like the movie. So, I'm really biased.
My second favorite is Evermore from Beauty and the Beast, the remake. This is the song that the Beast sings when Belle is leaving to go save her dad. So the Beast sings it by himself, and as he's like climbing the tower higher and higher to see her. He just has like such a deep voice, but he can sing it so well, and that's a great song.
My number one is I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Yeah!
Which I think has something in common. Do we want to just explain this together?
Maybe, I don't know.
I can't believe I ranked it the lowest.
Look,
like, I love that song, but you love it more.
Mulan is my favorite Disney movie of all
Same.
time, and that movie doesn't have as many songs as other songs, so honestly, you can narrow it down pretty easily, and it's just action-packed. There's funny voices in the middle that you can sing along to. It's
powerful, it's iconic. It's one of the few Disney songs that, like, if you start singing it, everyone will start singing it because they know it. And
it is
so
in a range that I can sing.
Yes.
It's a little low,
which is very
but I
rare
can
for
deal
us
with
altos.
that.
Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
happen ever.
Yeah.
So there's a Disney song, especially that's
sorry.
sung by a woman. It's very, very rare that we can actually sing it.
It is so good. And then there's like the Jackie Chan version, which is just really fun.
I don't think I've heard that.
He sings
I
it
did
in
not know that
Chinese.
existed.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why he did it.
Just
He just did it. So,
Because it's Jackie Chan, he can do it.
yeah. Best song
Alright.
all time to
By
us.
far.
You're just so outnumbered here.
Anyway.
Sorry. It was my number 4, so. Okay, my top song is How Far I'll Go from Moana, because that is probably the soundtrack of all these movies I've listened to the most, because it's just like currently my little sister's favorite, I think. And so, yeah, we listen to Moana a lot, and How Far I'll Go is a really strong song as she's like thinking about leaving the island, but she can't, so it's really nice.
But then she does!
And then she did it.
And then she has an adventure!
Exactly. Although, technically, she comes back, and then she goes after that, but yep.
She eventually makes it all. You know? She saves the island, and then she leaves the island.
did it.
So, yes. That's our top 10 list. Woo! I don't know, I started clapping.
Okay.
Yes.
Marker?
Doo-doo.
Just gonna crocodile clap?
You know, like when those clapboards in film.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just a regular crocodile.
Okay, if I was gonna do that, I'd do this then.
Crocodile.
Like,
no,
I guess
this.
you can. Like,
We could make a whole new video about what claps are which, but
end!